Before our episode this week of the Two Left Feet, the unofficial Labour Party podcast, we would first like to make a statement of apology to George Galloway.
We would like to apologise for calling Mr. George Galloway a racist on the previous podcast. It was not our intention to imply that his sacking from Talk Radio in 2019 for alleged anti-Semitic tweets where he congratulated Liverpool FC for beating Tottenham FC and said, "No Israel flags on the cup," was in any way racist, or at the very least, prejudice. We are sure if Mr. Galloway were to see tweets about his beloved Celtic FC, that if they lost, less Irish tricolours would be seen, he would take it in the dumb stereotyping of a team and its links to a foreign country in which it is intended, and not a sinister trope about all Celtic fans also being IRA supporters. We of course do not view Mr. Galloway as having troubling opinions or views when he accused the Scottish Justice Secretary Humza Yousaf on Twitter this year of not being more Scottish than him or not a Celt like him. It would be going too far for us to say that this sounds a little bit racist. Of course, people can be misinterpreted on Twitter, and it would be indiscreet of us to view Mr. Galloway as a racist for anything he said online. It's not like he has ever implied prejudiced views in a real-life setting. Indeed, we are sure that when he said he was not going to debate Elon Aslan Levy when he found out he was Israeli partway through a debate because he said he had been misled, he must have simply been referring to his opponent's political position, even though the debate was entitled "Israel should withdraw immediately from the West Bank," and this may have been obvious from the start. We are sure Mr. Galloway was just confused when he implied that he didn't debate people based on their nationality. It would be wrong to focus on his more sinister statements and misinterpret them as racist when they are just politically incorrect, like when he was MP for Bradford West and declared it an Israel-free zone in 2014. This of course was part of a boycotting goods movement, which is commendable. It's arguably a worthy cause to boycott goods produced in the occupied territories. We are sure that is what he meant when he warned away Israeli goods, services, but also academics and tourists. We should be forgiving of Galloway and his troubling views. It was wrong for us to call him a racist. We hope those out there listening will understand why we could ever make such a mistake. We are sorry, George Galloway, not MP for anywhere, you self-serving, fedora-wearing, bigoted fuckwit.
Humanoids to another edition of your favourite show. It's the Two Left Feet, the unofficial Labour Party podcast, and we've got one full show, an action-packed show for you today, full of hate speech all round, hate speech from the start, hate speech all the way through. It's one hateful, vengeful, horrible, hateful episode of the Two Left Feet. How could you get more hateful? Well, I'll tell you what, all you have to do is watch an English final in a European Cup, and I guarantee you all of that hateful energy will come out in every single pore and crevice across the country. Well, in England anyway. And of course, we opened the show with a little apology to the fedora-wearing bigot. Well, you know, a few people might have commented on that. As far as we're concerned, for those of you who wanted to say justify your comments, well, I think they're properly justified. So any complaints about last week's episode, there was your apology, George, at the beginning. And still, if you do want to come on the show, by all means do so. But without further ado, because this is a full episode, this is another action-packed episode. This is one episode that you don't want to miss because it's got a lot of things have happened this week, and we've got very little time to talk about it. So, without further ado, by the way, I'm Dafydd Vaughan, your host with the most. And with me, alongside me, by my side, in shotgun, riding alongside the main man himself, is your friendly local neighbourhood councillor, the man who can, the vegetable connoisseur. It's Cllr Jabez Oakes. Hello, Jay.
Hi. I had a minor panic attack then when you said lots has happened.
So much has happened. You've
So
lost
much
the
has
use
happened.
of your voice.
And I was like, has it? I'm not aware of anything happening.
No. I mean, in this week where, even though I said in a previous podcast, maybe the use of taking the knee before football matches was a thing that was overused or overdone or wasn't significant, not significant, but it wasn't as impactful as before. And I gave my reasons why, but all my reasoning for that opinion in a previous podcast can get thrown completely out the window now. I expect it to be done in every match, in every league across the United Kingdom for the rest of the next season.
Well done, English fans. You have proven Dav wrong.
Yes.
It's not an easy feat.
No.
But you did it. Well done.
I mean, it took a couple of thousand fucking knuckle-dragging fuckwits to do it. But yes, I was proven wrong. When I sort of took the assumption from, all right, maybe my point of view as a football fan, that maybe it was the impact of the gesture, as Priti Patel would call it, an empty political gesture. Where I took it as being is possibly that it needs to be reserved in occasions where it would need to be brought out as a show of solidarity when something happens or when there's an issue or blah blah blah, to show that football and football fans are still in solidarity with not just just to kick racism out as it has been for years. Mm-hmm. But no, these fucking troglodytes. And I know I've started off the show with more bleeps than, I don't know,
operation.
Yes. It's got me that, and it's got so many people that angry and disappointed and ashamed.
It's not adding fuel to the fire. It's adding, a waterfall to
a waterfall of petrol to
something like that,
to an ember that was never seen. Well, not never seen it. An ember that was smelt but rarely seen.
I mean, it was really disappointing to lose as a England fan, which I am.
Oh, well, we'll get into the match itself in a bit. Well, no, a little bit, because, I mean, in terms of gentle rivalry, I'm Welsh. All I'm saying.
Oh, you're not Italian then?
I was for a day.
Yeah.
I was also Danish. I was also Ukrainian. I'm not. And no, actually, no, I wasn't Ukrainian. I was glad England beat Ukraine.
Yeah.
But I was German for a day. On various points, I felt more European in this tournament than I've ever felt.
That's it. Yeah.
I took on the abilities of that we'll talk about in a bit. But no, going back to this. So, this. Unbelievable. No, it's not unbelievable. It's perfectly believable, and I can't. And it disheartens me, and disheartens so many people to think this is still going on.
Yeah. Because
did you see Twitter after the match, and then the next day, I couldn't. I had to stop myself from reading some of the fucking shit that was being tweeted by these fucking troglodytes to three lads who gave their best. And it is absolute. Every single one of those people need putting against the wall and giving a kicking. Because
they did to the Italian fans.
Yeah, it's
just disgusting. The whole thing. It just puts a shame.
That's not going into the fact that everything that happened around Wembley before, during, and after the match,
and across London, Leicester Square.
Well, across a lot of many parts of England as well. But I mean, regardless of that, you will never see a major tournament in the UK for a long time now.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. UEFA, FIFA, they will look at what happened this past weekend and go, do you know what? We'll come back when you've grown up.
Well, the FA were already fined because of all the booing and all the nastiness. And
what, 15 grand?
Something like that, yeah. But no, but it's still, it's
token
still
gesture.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to fight, but then, maybe it's a case of the FA, the English FA, need to be put under the cosh a little bit more by UEFA. And if that runs into club football, then so be it. They've done it before.
Yeah.
They've done it in the past. That they've banned all English clubs from European competition on club level.
Didn't they? Yeah.
They did, yeah, because of
something that happened.
Because of Liverpool.
Yeah.
Because Liverpool fans killing Italian fans.
Mm-hmm.
Pushing walls on them.
Anyway,
Or
we've
pushing
annoyed
against the
enough football fans this evening, probably.
Yeah. Celtic, Liverpool. Anyway, yeah. So, and then a mural gets racially abused.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what the language was underneath.
I think that's that.
I don't really want to know the language underneath.
No, it's really quite encouraging that the community covered it up so quickly that
Yes.
there are like no
There are
pictures
no
of
pictures
it
of
at
it.
all. Yeah.
All we know is that there's something horrible underneath that.
Mm-hmm.
It will be cleared up, but well done to everyone who went there and showed these that they are in the absolute minority.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but then you got, Marcus Rashford, who has done more for disadvantaged people in this country than a Tory government of the last 12 years could ever amount to, and ever propose or campaign for.
Well, it's all just gestures, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
but
all
it's
just
gestures.
gestures. Yeah.
Absolute gestures.
No.
Priti Patel, fucking resign. Like I said, people, this is a hate-filled episode. And it's not necessarily the hate-filled that you were thinking of, the kind of hate-filled that you were seeing on Sunday night and for the last 12 years. This is a different kind of hate. This is a different kind of hate for the hatred. Let's fight hate with hate.
Listen, Dav, we can't.
Honest to God, if I was in Star Wars, I'd be beyond the fucking dark side now.
We can't sack the Home Secretary, Dav.
Why not?
She's busy making illegal migrants illegal.
Yes.
That's literally what she's doing, and it's really important that those pointless gestures are carried on through.
Well, fair enough. I mean, Priti Patel is very busy. I mean, she was so busy that when she heard that a foreign trophy was coming to England and was told it's coming home, she sent it away to Italy, deported it. Unbelievable this week. And here's the thing: I'm obviously everyone knows I'm Welsh, you're English. I do take an interest in football. I enjoy it. It is a pastime that I it's one of those. People say it's the nation's love. It is. It brings people together. It's so empowering. It's so an amazing feeling to be a part of a club or a country or in a sporting venture. But it's community as well. All these clubs across the country and across the world, they're community based. Most of them, you develop a bond with everyone within the stands and everywhere you travel to. It's a brilliant, and I do encourage people, do go support your local football club. Do it. I mean, the amount of people who say they'll never watch football again after this tournament, after that final, is disgusting. That should not be the case. It should be an event that brings people together. Everyone that thought in England now, everyone who thought that the next day, on the Monday, that it'd be a case of, there you go, well done England, you got to the very final match of a tournament, first time in 55 years.
Yep.
Yeah, you didn't win it, but there we go, it was something to be proud of. Something to be proud of. How can anyone in England be proud of that?
No.
And I'm, okay, Wales fan, but still part of the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone woke up just going, that's shameful. That's incredibly shameful. And then to get the likes of that Ed.
Which one now?
Oh, Johnson.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The Johnson. Who then waffles on and says, oh, yes, we should just, condemn this. But at the same time, we'll say things like pickaninnies, watermelon smiles.
Letterboxes.
Just throw away comments as though they're hilariously funny.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of...
No, it is. We've got to be... I mean, I know it's picking up on this whole woke thing and all that, but to be hypersensitive now to racism is really important because this is what happens.
This isn't hypersensitivity.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Others will call it hypersensitive, and they shouldn't, because when you let this stuff go, this casual stuff go, it turns into no.
Yeah, okay. I understand you. I understand where the point where you're going to,
and it fucking leads to this, nasty, bigoted comments towards hardworking, like football players who have done their best, and it's just horrible.
It is.
Don't be mean.
But it's not oversensitive. This is a blatant not an attempt. This is a blatant action of genuine hatred of an ethnic group, of someone with coloured skin.
Yeah.
It's a different colour to my skin. Therefore, I hate them because they can't take penalties and and all of this horrible, vile bile that gets spewed from the mouths of these horrible troglodyte. Does that sort of emphasise my point?
Yeah.
It is 2021. How the hell is it still possible that the views of these people are still prevalent today? How, after so many years, where it comes into a world where I just feel it's normal that to see so many different varieties of people is the same as, I don't know. Do you have sort of apprehension when you see different breeds of dogs? Oh my God, that's a sausage dog, or a dachshund, whatever its proper name is. Do you suddenly have hatred for a Labrador? Do you have detesting feelings for a Cocker Spaniel? No, they're just dogs. They're all lovely. You take a dog, and it's brilliant, and cats and different kind of cats, whatever. It doesn't matter. They're all fine. Why is it that these thick idiots can't seem to comprehend that these minor differences do not make the slightest impact whatsoever on how someone behaves or thinks or how much intelligence? Oh, actually, I mean, if there is any argument of how much intelligence there are with a race, well, hey, it's the other way round, lads. The other bloody way round.
It was really nice to see the thoughtful retorts from, I think, all of them now. I think a lot of the footballers have responded to this. And they're just so thoughtful. They're not throwing shit back, and they're not, they're under so much pressure.
Marcus Rashford made a fantastic reply on Twitter. And then there's obviously Saka and Sancho as well, which I haven't seen any replies from them, but I'd imagine they'd be devastated. They were devastated anyway.
Yeah. And it was a really important moment to see that how much they cared about the whole thing. And, to see him hugging Gareth Southgate and him taking care of him and looking after him, it was great.
Brilliant manager.
And I hope they, they're all looking out for each other now. There's an easy reason why this is happening, because a lot of people are now being told that the horrible things that they sometimes think they're okay to think and they're okay to say out loud. Now, of course, you're always allowed to think silly things in your head. Saying them, as for some reason we've all just agreed, or a huge part of politics has just agreed, oh no, we can't stop people saying things now. It's too woke and it's too oversensitive.
Which brings
it's just absolute.
This is another subject that we're going to have to touch on today. Is the what Labour have dubbed the hate speech bill.
Yep.
Which is, if I read here, it's the Higher Education Freedom of Speech Bill.
Yep.
Which I get the feeling when I read that it's the old sort of, again, it's the Yes Minister thing. Stick what you want people to think it is in the title, or the tough bit in the title, and then everything below it no one will read anyway and allow it through. But then, so what they're trying to put over is that it's the Freedom of Speech Bill.
Yep.
At universities in England. Now, you did read about this before we started recording, so just for the listeners, give a brief outline on what this bill is meant to do.
What this bill is meant to do is to prevent individuals from being cancelled, so stopped from speaking at universities based on certain characteristics such as their individuality, like who they are, their views, what groups they're part of, etc., etc. It gives certain powers to these people to sue the universities that are cancelling them. It also gives responsibilities to universities and to student unions to make sure that they're encouraging freedom of speech and allowing anyone.
Okay, so why would a
university
cancel a guest speaker?
Let's say some society or some group has organised a speaker say George Galloway.
Yeah, but he wouldn't turn up. He'd come halfway through and then leave.
Yeah, and then leave
because he's found a reason not to debate them.
Or someone much more controversial, say, as a Holocaust denier. And
is that the same?
Someone much more controversial,
right.
such as a Holocaust denier. That is what I said. They're the words I use. Don't trick me into saying. George Galloway is not a Holocaust denier.
No, he's just a bigot.
Yeah. Basically, it could let bad people with bad views say horrible bad things. But then,
hang on a minute. But then, surely the university would vet any speaker coming in anyway.
But this law might prevent them from doing that.
Well, hang on. They can't. Surely there can't be a law to say that a private company, which most universities are, must book someone for a talk. I mean, surely
it's not saying that they must book someone. It's saying that they can't not book someone based on their views and their group.
Okay, so it's the same difference as, say, the Licensing Act, where you can't not serve someone based on discriminatory positions of race, gender, disability, blah. But you can refuse anyone for no reason to serve alcohol.
Yeah.
So it's that same sort of...
It's that kind of thing.
Is it that get out?
Yeah.
So
and that's what the person, I can't forgotten his name, the Tory, who he was defence minister at one point, also education minister. In fact, he will be education minister now. That's why he's putting the bill forward. I can't remember his name. And he basically said, well, the reason why you wouldn't be able to have horrible people saying horrible things is because of the other laws we have, such as the Equalities Act and the hate speech laws and that kind of thing. But he seems to be forgetting a key rule of law, which is the latest bills pass sort of override
anything
before. I'm not sure how that would operate in this context, because obviously the Equalities Act and the Human Rights Act.
Gavin Williamson,
that's his lovely name. The horrible weirdo.
Okay. But don't, Jay. We'll have to do another apology in the.
I'm not apologising
because
I call someone a horrible weirdo. I call people horrible weirdos all the time.
Yeah, but
I'll call you a horrible weirdo in a minute.
Yes, but that's true.
Yes, yeah, fair enough. I apologise for calling Gavin Williamson a horrible weirdo.
Oh no! Horrible, fair enough.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's the
weirdo bit. Yeah. How do you know he's a weirdo?
That's true. Well, just when he talks. Have you seen? Do you know who he is?
I know who he is.
Such a weirdo, man.
Right. Yes. So this, as the Labour Party have said, this is more like a hate speech bill than a freedom of speech bill.
Yeah, and I think
because what is Labour's concern over it?
That because of the way the bill's formulated and the language it uses, and as we discussed, its position in sort of history of laws and that kind of thing.
Yes.
It's going to allow or prevent universities from protecting students from bigoted and horrible views. And until
is that a genuine concern?
Or not last night. What day are we on now? When did they lose? Sunday.
Sunday. Yeah, we're recording this on Tuesday, so you'll be hearing this from Wednesday. What is it? 14th of July.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
So until Sunday, I was a bit like, well, is that really a concern?
Skeptical.
Because, skeptical, cynical, and then Sunday happened,
and then the troglodytes are out.
Yeah.
And then but then okay, so but it still allows capacity for universities to refuse people before the booking.
Well, we don't know, and that's the problem. It needs to be tested, and it's the kind of thing you don't really want testing when you're trying to protect vulnerable people.
So there's a possibility that a controversial speaker, let's say a hypothetical speaker called, I don't know, George, for instance. Not the other George that we spoke about before. A hypothetical George.
George Foreman.
No, not George Foreman.
I think he's dead now, isn't he?
Yeah, no, George.
Was it George
no,
Foreman?
No, George Foreman's not dead.
Sorry to go on a tangent. Isn't George Foreman called, because he's been punched in the head so many times?
Yeah,
he had to call all of his sons George, because otherwise he'd forget
their
names.
I don't know if that's true.
I think
that is true. that is brilliant and sad at the same time.
Yeah, but
I've got one of his grills. Brilliant. As long as you're not George Formby either. Anyway, just stop it. No. A generic. Do you know what? Let's call him a generic speaker who is controversial called Andrew.
Okay.
Because all Andrews are,
Yes.
Yes. Some are potentially nonces as well. But they can't be tried in court because of who their mother is. Anyway, so this potential controversial, radical, revolutionary / whatever you want to, whatever defamatory comment of some sort of against your politics, what word, whether he's incredibly woke or infatuatiously gammon, goes to university and says, I would like to speak here. I have a couple of students who say they want me to speak here.
Yeah.
Because blah-de-blah, and I want to come here in, I don't know, November, blah. If the university are aware of this controversial, hate-filled person, not me, I mean, I'm hateful for different reasons today, but, and they say no, and they don't give a reason why, in the same context that the Licensing Act of, 2004, gives allowances to licensees to refuse the sale of alcohol to any person for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
Would that be tested? Is that going to be tested now?
Yes, almost invariably. It has to be tested, otherwise we don't know the answer.
Okay.
There's not enough scope in the bill
okay.
to tell us what the words mean. I know that sounds odd to,
Why has this been rushed through?
Yes.
Considering
what it is, yes, absolutely, it's been rushed through.
So this is another law where it's gone.
It's affecting a tiny amount of situations. This kind of thing very rarely happens.
But what? Okay. If it's a tiny amount of situations, it's obviously a tiny to the seeming general public. But obviously, it means a lot to the current government.
Yeah.
So what does it mean to the current government? I mean,
well, they're a bunch of right-wing claptraps, so it's just a way for them to continue to press the message, as what we said before, that we are turning into too much of a woke society and we need to stop being oversensitive to racism, etc., etc., etc.
So they believe that the university bed is where this
kind of thing is birthed.
This left-wing wokeism is being generated from. So generally,
you don't need to make it more complicated. Labour are in danger of making this more complicated.
Yeah. And they're using PR to try and
they should call it out for what it is, which is just
a bad law.
No, I nearly said something awful then. It's just giving cause to that nonsense right-wing view that we're turning into a politically correct woke society where everyone with different views gets
hypersensitivity. Watching football, thinking, this is too much, and then going on Twitter and then putting emojis of certain animals on other people on footballers' Twitter pages.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, because obviously,
they're getting sacked for it because they don't realise what the laws are which already exist.
Yeah.
But there we go.
And yes, so with regards to this law. It's obviously it's going to the House of Lords now.
Yeah, it's been passed by the Commons. No, it could pass second reading, so it might be third reading.
Was that third reading today?
I think it was second reading today. I'm not sure.
So
no, Labour's this is where it gets stupid, and I hate this country. So Labour's motion to prevent second reading was lost.
Right.
So now it goes to second reading next week, I think.
Right, so this has got another couple of weeks.
It's got third reading, and then it's got the House of Lords, and then it will be ping-ponged, because the House of Lords are going to lose their shit, hopefully.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I can imagine the Lords are going to... And then, the undemocratic, unelected House...
Appointed by an elected House.
Well, mostly, apart from the 92.
What, out of 800 and something?
Still.
Fun fact.
Oh, here we go.
Genuinely fun fact. You know who was elected?
Right. Yes, I know what you're going to say.
Yeah.
And
there are now
be
two...
careful how you use the word fun. I mean, I think
people know right now.
I know our audience is more of a politically orientated sort of people, or politically interested, maybe not orientated. Even the word fun on this could be a stretch too far, but I know where you're going with this.
There are now two sons of Tony Benn.
Yes.
In Parliament.
Yes.
There is Hilary Benn, who
is in the House of Commons.
Who is in the House of Commons, and we know very well. There's also now the Viscount Stansgate.
Stephen Benn.
Stephen Benn.
Yeah, Stephen, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's Stephen Benn. Yeah. The third, Viscount Stangscape.
who was appointed by the Labour peers.
Yeah, he was appointed by the Labour peers in the very odd system of elections where the aristocracy still get to elect 92 hereditary peers to the House of Lords.
But the party's peers.
Yes, so each party gets a
certain amount,
number. Yeah.
And the Labour Party peers voted for a descendant of someone who denounced and rejected
the whole notion of
their
peerages,
title.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sometimes politics does not transfer to the next generation.
No, but he sounds like a lovely bloke, and he says he's a specialist in various things, and he wants to be a working peer.
Is he?
And that kind of thing? Yeah.
See, I know nothing about
the
no. So he has got talents to bring to that chamber.
Yes, and many of them do. To be fair, I mean,
right.
the age of that's not true because there's still plenty of people
experience.
Who are just, yeah. But there's a lot of people who know a lot of stuff in there.
Which I know we've spoken off air and over the last couple of years, which really is what a second house should be. It should be a house of experts.
Yeah, that's what Ireland's got.
House of experts. Not necessarily a power to stop a law.
No,
but certainly to make laws better.
And that's the case across the world now with the Westminster system. Most senates, even elected senates, don't have the power to stop the primary house. It's just Anyway.
Yes. Right. Other things. So yes, I forgot about. I didn't even put that on my list. I'd forgotten about that. I'm glad you remembered that.
Because obviously that's the only thing I spotted this week that piqued my interest.
Because here on the Two Left Feet, we are obviously, we like to be cutting edge with the news and getting with it, but which is why next week we'll probably be doing an election review from 30 years ago or something, which as we do from occasions. But if you do want to get in touch with us to have your say on the subjects today or in any previous episode, you can do. You can always get in touch with us. I know there's been a lot of people getting involved on Twitter with the Two Left Feet, joining us on Twitter, following us, and starting to listen to the podcast. We say hello to you all. Good health to you, and congratulations for finding the best Labour podcast going. So if you do want to get in touch with us, you can get in touch via email. It's labourpod@gmail.com. So that's labourpod, all one word, @gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter or on Facebook, and the handle is @labourpod, all one word. We're on plenty of different platforms, all sorts of platforms, including YouTube, which more episodes are going up as we can put them, and as I have time to put them up, to be honest. We're on Deezer and Stitcher and Google Podcasts and all sorts of different platforms. Do have a search with us. We're still not on Apple Podcasts.
Say YouTube again.
YouTube.
Thank you. I just want that on the record.
YouTube.
That's it. Yeah.
As we discussed.
The more you say it, the weirder it sounds as like a group of words.
Yes.
I think we discussed this already. Anyway.
It's a non-violent threat. YouTube. Anyway, so you can get in touch with us in various different ways. You could also, at any point on any platform, like our podcast to show that you actually like that. We did have a returning listener who did mention on last week's episode that she's continuing to enjoy listening to our podcasts.
Oh, very good.
Annette.
Oh, really?
Yes, Annette got in touch to say she loves listening to these podcasts, and we love you listening to these podcasts and love listening to them, if that makes any sense. So, big shout out to Annette.
Thanks.
Well, you can say a little bit more and say thank you to your adoring fans.
Hey? I can only record this with the pretend view that no one else.
That no one else is listening.
Otherwise, it's scary.
Okay. Well, Annette's listening, so hello, Annette. Yes. So please do like, share, subscribe, and comment, and obviously send us your comments, because especially this week, I'd like to see that there'll be comments, denouncing what happened, properly denouncing, not just the token gestures.
Yeah.
From certain people in the big green benches there. But yeah, do get in touch. Have your say as well. Any subject. Even bring up your own subject. And again, And listeners, open invite for you humanoids out there. If you are a Labour Party member or activist definitely a representative of the Labour Party at any governmental level, whether that be parish council, town council, regional government, any mayoral assemblies, maybe even MP or a lord. Definitely, yes, absolutely. If you'd like to get in touch with us to be a part of the show, by all means, we would love to hear from you and discuss what you are doing for your community and your area and your patch under the Labour Party banner, and what, as a Labour Party member, you are doing for the public.
Thanks.
So then, with that being said, we'll carry on with the rest of the show. Other things this week. Today, the government and Parliament have decided to reduce international aid.
Yeah.
Some people don't seem to see this as a big problem.
Well,
is it a problem?
It's enough of a problem for various philanthropists across the world to feel like they have to step in and protect projects which are now going to suffer because of
what
sudden...
What do you mean philanthropists are about to step in?
Such as Bill Gates and others.
So...
They feel like they have to step in and help.
Well, isn't that a good thing?
It's a good thing.
Isn't that a good thing that people who have avoided tax are now spending their money on things that were subsidised by taxpayers?
Yes, but the other side of the coin is that we now have projects being decided and funded by people who aren't elected to make those decisions.
Yes,
yeah.
And that's no different to our government, isn't it?
PR.
Ah,
we need
right,
PR.
okay, we need PR, okay. So I don't know, I keep trying to find how much of the budget they slashed today.
So it's gone down from 0.9 to 0.7% of
GDP.
Of GDP, yeah.
So
government spending.
Yeah, I thought GDP,
Yeah.
that's quite a lot.
Yeah.
So total government spending, which is what?
Quick maths, 122 billion, I think. I'm not sure.
So you're talking about $1 billion nearly.
Yeah.
So it's probably from 0.9 to 0.7.
Yeah.
It's probably about
the concern is not so much the amount, but the
200,
suddenness.
300 million maybe.
Yeah, it's the suddenness of it. So some projects were not aware that
No,
this was
but
gonna
then
happen.
that amount of money the Tories basically used on very dodgy PPE contracts. It was about the same amount of money.
Well, you know.
I mean, they were willing to throw that money away.
Well, you know, it's corruption, isn't it? Everyone's doing it. It's all fun and games.
So, okay, so what try and explain to people who have not really looked into this, i.e. me, where is this funding going? Why are we funding foreigners? Why are we giving taxpayers money to other countries when there are things that need sorting out in this country?
There's several reasons. The first is that it's necessary for the richest countries in the world to help the poorer countries in the world.
Why?
Because of moral obligation. Certain histories some of these countries have towards other countries involving imperialism, which I mentioned cautiously without getting tied up in a debate about imperialism.
Do you mean old empire?
Yeah. So, for example, we fund a lot of projects in India, and we should continue to do so because we have a connection with India. Positive, negative, however you want to look at it. Let's keep helping the poorest in India with our controlled, government-funded projects, which ensure they do great and good things and make sure that we improve the literacy of the world, for example. More people read now because of our taxpayers' money in other places. And we're talking about places which are so far below
so
literacy levels in this country.
You bring up India, but India have got a space program. The government of India have funded a space program. So
they've got a space program in the same way that we have a space program. So
what? 3 men in a field sending up a homemade rocket?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they have got rockets into space, but they need the help of other nations to do it, and so do we. Why would you not help a country with disgraceful levels of poverty? Why would you not try and help its people when its government are being irresponsible and spending money on a space project? You know, is that not a morally good thing for our government to do?
Yeah, and I think the government of the United Kingdom has tried to help India with its poverty problem in the past. I mean, he even tried to sort of completely remove poverty completely.
What, by removing
poor people?
Yes,
by starving them.
Mm.
That was the policy about. That was Churchill's policy, wasn't
it? It was in certain parts of India, absolutely.
Yeah. So okay. So all right.
You're not going to drag me into saying Churchill was a bigot as well.
I apologise to Churchill.
I apologise to George.
Okay. So if that's the case, so it's an old empire, and
that's
also,
one of the arguments. There are more.
I heard the argument of destabilisation of certain regions where British interests lie in keeping the region stable.
Yeah.
Whether it's for extraction of minerals, ores, ores. I said there, ORES.
Okay.
You looking like that?
I didn't realise what you did. No, I didn't. I genuinely didn't.
Well, that's for Tory Party conference. Anyway.
Wow.
Oil, all sorts of wood. All sorts. Agriculture now. South Sudan. With all of these different things, I heard that it is a possibility that some of this funding is going to keeping regions stable for us to be able to exploit.
In a way, but that's the nature of global capitalism. That's not,
Oh yeah, I'm not mincing the words in terms of it is what it is.
Yeah,
it is giving money to help poor people in those regions to stop them fighting amongst themselves, so we can rob everything from their land.
The problem is that
that's the only reason why we're actually giving money or any money at all.
Yeah, it's so we can stop feeling bad about the past and also stop feeling bad about the inevitable future.
Yeah,
where we take
middle class guilt
even more, maybe. Yeah, look. It's like why do we fund education in this country? Is it because we want everyone to be able to read, or is it because we want less criminals?
No, we educate people in this country just enough so they can work and produce something.
Well, then, whichever one of those arguments you want to pick for the domestic policy, the same argument can be used for international policy. And that's my view.
And to be fair, I think
pick a mix. You pick whichever argument.
Well, I think I made the point. On both sides. Yeah. Governments fund poor areas.
But just to say, why do we fund foreign countries when we can't fund? We can do both. We're really rich and powerful. We are able to do both. The deficit argument,
but there's no money tree, Jay. There's no magic money tree. I saw Theresa May today nearly cry in Parliament because she was going against a 3-line whip. And she was in tears because she showed an element of humanity today.
Yeah.
At the thought
was it her last bit of humanity? It may have been.
No, I think it's feeling sorry for herself, because the bit that she started tearing up on was the fact that she understood what it was like to have rebels vote against a 3-line whip.
Oh, well, she should be fucking ashamed of herself. How dare she? No, seriously, how dare she? That is just she's such an awful person. She waltzed around for years turning this country into a basket case because of her indecisiveness over the most significant foreign and domestic policy we as a country have made for a century. And she didn't cry then. She didn't cry when she deported and ejected loads of British citizens from this country who should have stayed. She didn't cry when she developed a policy of hostile environment for loads of poor foreigners who have come to live here and make their lives here. She didn't apologise when she was part of a government which helped to strip the welfare state to its limits, and the courts and the justice system to its limits, and every other system that we don't want anymore. But she cries over this.
Yeah,
it's.
It's
just lies.
It's
lies.
This sort of idea that she understands what these people are going through.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, maybe she should visit Grenfell Tower. I think she go and say hello to the old residents.
So hang on, what she was actually saying was that she knows how these rebels are feeling, voting against the.
She knows how to. She understands how it is to be a prime minister with rebels again, but. And then, in a teary sort of way, I must vote against this government.
Okay.
Blah de blah.
Well, thanks for that, Theresa, but you're completely full of shit.
Yeah. Okay.
I would like to apologise to Theresa May for calling. You were right. You were right, Dav. This episode is full of hate.
It's
fantastic. I feel like a counselling session. This is good.
Oh, people are going to listen to this go, they've lost it this week.
Yep.
They're
nearly there.
Honestly, I'm going to have to, those stress balls that you
it,
just squeeze those stress balls. My God. I mean, for a while on this podcast, we've tried to be sort of diplomatic and understanding and try and see both points of view, but no, not this week.
No,
not this week. So on that basis, do you think Labour have got it right with this vote? Because they voted against this, which is unusual. Because usually it's a case of abstention or we support the government in these troubling times. But this was something that Labour and the office of the leadership have wholeheartedly gone against.
If you can't be right all the time, be right some of the time. If you can't be right some of the time, be right at least once. And this is the one time where they can be right.
Are you comparing Keir Starmer to a broken clock?
Possibly, but
even a broken clock's right twice a day.
Well,
it was wrong the rest of the time.
No, it's just a ding dong anyway, isn't he?
Whoa!
I voted for him. I'm allowed to say that. I'm allowed to be critical, just like the.
Who?
Hey,
what? We got bleeped again. Then.
I was on about Piers.
Oh, for God's sake! Right, this episode has already clocked up the most amount of censored bleeps.
I'm testing the system.
Any of our, yes, well, you're testing my editing skills as well. This is meant to be able to be listened to on YouTube.
You started it,
right? That's my hate-filled rant. That was me getting things off my chest because everything I've seen has just made me angry.
Okay, what's next?
Oh, Christ! What other things can we really? COVID. So here we go.
I'm not talking about COVID.
Well, I mean, it's sort of the last chance we can actually talk about restrictions.
What, till we all die of COVID?
No, we're not going to die. The stats prove that,
it's going
vaccines are working. Yes, people are going to be petrified. Is it wrong to open up everything straight away? Of course it is. I think a little bit more sort of caution of how much to open up and when should have been done over the next 6 weeks or so. But instead... The Westminster government are going all in on this one, and every country across the world are looking at us going, wow, okay, we'll just see what goes on there before they proceed. I mean, if this works, which genuinely, touch wood, I hope it does, Britain will be a world leader once again for something. This is how to get out of a pandemic.
World leader in vaccines. World leader in cutting aid. And world leader in opening up.
Yes. Yes. Opening up? Yep. Oh, right. Yeah. Opening up like that.
Yep.
Oh, Christ almighty, you've gone back to the oars again. Will you stop it now? We're not going to get this episode on YouTube. It's going to be that much. Christ. So then in terms of the COVID restrictions, by the time you listen to this, I mean, you might be before Monday the 19th, is it? Oh, sorry. Before Monday the 19th. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I mean, at the moment, the stats look promising.
There is an uptick of hospital treatments, but a lot of people have said that it's people going to hospital for a much shorter period and then coming out again.
Yes.
Whereas before it
was long weeks and on ventilators and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So let's see what happens. Good luck, everyone. We're about to go over the edge. Over the top, boys. Over the top.
Unless you're in Wales. In
which case we're fine.
It's quite all right.
By the time this podcast comes out, Mark Drakeford should have already given an announcement.
Yeah.
We suspect, based on tweets today by Mark Drakeford, that restrictions will be lifted next Monday, but to the extent we don't know. Nicola Sturgeon gave her address today to say that pretty much they're going to level 0, which is completely open, except in Scotland they're going to still promote the use of masks. Social distancing, cleanliness. I mean, as though that has to be mandated for.
I'm going to keep wearing my mask, regardless.
I think in certain situations I will.
Yeah.
I mean, when I'm going to be around old people in confined spaces, I'm going to.
Yeah.
If I'm around young people in confined spaces, I'm probably not.
Yeah.
Because, statistically, I won't feel so guilty.
I know it'll be good. It'll be good. It'll be good for more businesses that they've got that extra flexibility to not have to always socially because some businesses are having to be
severely
as
cinemas,
socially distanced, as
restaurants,
as tiny shops,
theatres, and the arts have suffered horrifically. The arts need a break now. So if you've got any views on this subject, then by all means get in touch. So it's labourpod@gmail.com. Right, moving on to the next thing, because this podcast is starting to take forever. But just as a quick mention, so there's no money for international aid, but there is money for a royal yacht, which is brilliant, fantastic, great.
This might give me a brain aneurysm.
Why?
I just don't understand at all.
Well, the concept of a royal yacht. Well, what it is, it's a big boat that's done out very posh.
Big waste of time.
And then they stick all the royal family on it and sail it across the seven seas
to
different countries that used to be a part of the empire. That's what they do.
Yep.
Because that is now the trade negotiations that are being fought for.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they're going to send her on the yacht?
Well, I don't know if they're going to send her. Well, I don't know if they're going to send her on the yacht, but certainly the younger members.
They tried to name it as the Prince Philip, didn't they? And the palace said, no, you're not doing that.
Why?
I don't know.
Well, yeah, because it was
a bit awkward.
All the yachts were named after.
It's called Britannia. Yacht Britannia, weren't they?
Were they?
Hmm.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So you don't think it's a worthwhile investment?
No.
So it has come out. By the way, just so everyone knows, it has come out of the budget for the Royal Navy. It's one of theirs.
Yes.
So technically, it's not a royal yacht; it's a governmental yacht.
Yes.
And that's being used for royal purposes.
Well, it used to be. Yes, it'll be an HMY, won't it? Her Majesty's Yacht Britannia.
Yes.
But that's how it was before. It was funded by the Navy.
Was it?
The government, yeah.
All right, I thought it came out of the royal budget.
No, the awkward thing about our system is that all of the government's money is also the Queen's money, so they can just slosh it around and move it around how they want.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Lastly, so before we actually disappear, the BBC. So the head of news job has come up, or politics job in the BBC has come up.
Right.
And a producer on Newsnight has applied for the job, a Jess Brammer, who used to be the editor of the Huffington Post.
Mm-hmm.
Her appointment was objected to by Robbie Gibb, who is Theresa May's stooge in the BBC Board of Governors.
Oh, right.
And has objected to the appointment based on political grounds.
Oh, because the Huffington Post is a left-wing rag?
Yes.
Right, I see. Okay.
And this person is obviously...
I'd like to apologise to the Huffington Post for calling it a left-wing rag.
Yeah. Oh, hate and apologies.
That's it. That's the name of the thing. Oh, dear.
Yeah, and this Robbie Gibb is one of the people who helped found GB News.
And he's a governor on the BBC?
And he's to do with the BBC.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah, so...
I hate this country. No, I don't. That's not true. Don't edit that out of context.
Right, you're going to have to do an apology.
I apologise to this country for saying I hate it.
Yeah, you unpatriotic person.
Yeah.
How dare you say you hate... Which country, though?
Oh, and just you guys decide.
England or United Kingdom or Great Britain?
Well...
Because people say that this should be reverted to, and it should all be Great Britain and nothing else.
Well, if they're gonna, eliminate Wales as a country and say it's no longer a country, then I would posit that's the case.
Yeah,
for England
because
as well.
That's official. Yeah, that's official guidance
yeah.
to Whitehall staff.
Yeah. And I would posit that should happen with England as well. So
Oh, self-hating Englishman.
I'm not an Englishman. I'm English. I don't think I'm.
You're not a man.
I'm not that patriotic.
You're still a child. Petulant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quite possibly. So yeah. So
touche.
So on this subject, do you think that government interference in the running of the BBC has gone a little bit too far now, and especially when that same stooge is setting up blatant right-wing news channels against the BBC News?
It's corruption behind the scenes that people should always be concerned about. When it comes to BBC, a lot of people say, oh, well, a lot of right-wing people call it left-wing, a lot of left-wing people call it right-wing, so it must get the balance right. That's arguably the case, but there are a lot of goings-on behind the scenes, such as the one you mentioned, which calls into question what's going on.
This what's her name? Jess Brammer.
Yeah.
I mean, she could be completely the wrong person for the job.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know that. I haven't looked at her CV, and I'm not going to make an assumption on her abilities. Yeah. She might not be able. It might be a case that it's just that this story has been portrayed that an objection has come from Theresa May's stooge in the governor's room. So it does seem very suspicious on that slide. If he'd have said no, this Jess person is not able because of professional reasons, because no, that work wasn't brilliant, no, she can't handle the pressure, blah de blah, as an employer or as a potential employer, then it wouldn't have been seen in such a way. But to do it so blatantly, that there's not even any denials of the fact.
Well, that's concerning, isn't it? There's no denials. I mean, this is a trick of this government. They just don't deny anything anymore.
They don't have to.
No. It's all fine.
They do continuous lies.
Yep. We're doing great. Don't worry about it.
Continuous lies that would bring most governments and ministerial positions into disrepute.
Yep.
Where most, certainly conservative governments of the past, their ministers would have resigned
and
respectfully.
Labour governments.
And Labour. No, but I'm saying Tory on this side, because even as much as some horrific things they've done in the past, there was an honour to it. They were so serious about keeping the honourable side of the position.
Out, they stepped aside.
They did
absolutely,
it's doing the honourable thing. But even the Tories and they've always been the ones to push this idea of tradition and consistency and continuity, and especially when it comes to the government, because no one person is bigger than the government, no one person is bigger than the system. And that if someone is in that position where they are caught lying to the House, they remove themselves. They resign.
It's going to turn politics into, like Americanism, where we're going to have actual procedures for removing people who lie and that kind of thing, and take away the whole notion of honour, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but we've got to remember why it was needed, because these people lied during a pandemic.
And everything else, it's not just through the pandemic.
No,
there's so many. And there was a video by Peter. I can't pronounce
Stefanovich.
Yes, I can't pronounce it. Say it again.
Stefanovich.
Yeah,
I'll keep saying it different ways until I've proven that I don't know how to say it either.
I'm very sorry, mate, but
it's a great video though.
It's a fantastic video. It's had 25 million views. There was a great bit on Good Morning Britain.
Yeah.
With Alistair Campbell, and even Alistair Campbell, I was rooting for him on that one. And I'm not necessarily a fan of his, but I was with him all the way in that interview with Boris Johnson's publicist or biographer.
Oh yeah, no,
and that was the only person they could get to come in and defend the government.
Yep.
Was his biographer,
and not a member of the government,
who basically said, yes, he lied, but he didn't mean to lie, or the lies were reasonable, and it was just sort of excuse for the reason why the Prime Minister of the country lies to the House and lies to the people on a regular basis. Bit concerning, that, isn't it?
It was Lord Cllr, who was a judge, who I think it. Again, I don't want to posthumously say that he's gone, but I think he might be dead. But said, I know, I apologise to Lord Cllr unreservedly if he's still alive. But he basically said,
at least you don't hate him.
No, I don't. I really like him. I think he's a good judge. But and he said, anyone who thinks these issues are simple and easy is either a liar or a fool, and that's the case of Boris Johnson. He thinks it's easy to do what he's doing, and he's either a liar or a fool, and it's as simple as that.
And there you go. That's Jay's sentiment for the week. So that was us for the this week's edition of the Two Left Feet, the unofficial Labour Party podcast. If you've liked or enjoyed this show, then please like, share, subscribe, and give us a comment. Get in touch. It's labourpod@gmail.com, at labourpod on Twitter and Facebook. There's plenty of platforms to choose from to listen to us and subscribe to us. We enjoy and encourage you to get in touch. We do want this to be a more interactive podcast and would love to hear from you guys. So as I was saying, for another week, for another edition from your local friendly neighbourhood councillor, Cllr Jabez Oakes.
Bye.
And from me, your host with the most, my name's Dafydd Vaughan. This has been an unofficial Labour Party podcast, The Two Left Feet. So until next time, humanoids, we'll be back on the same podcast time, the same podcast channel, ready to give you another political dose of what's going on in the world of Labour in the United Kingdom. I've been Dafydd Vaughan. Bye-bye, everybody. Goodbye.